We're troubleshooting no dial tone. Test from the NID. TDR showed open 4,700 feet. I was getting voltage 49 volts on tip to ring, but 0 volts on ring to ground, tip to ground, which usually indicates that only one wire is open while the other one's still connected. So the way I do it is put a toner on at the NID, and I will drive, reset the odometer on my truck, drive roughly 4,700 feet, about 0.8 to 0.9 miles down the road, and hop up at the terminal, find your pair, cut it open in 10. So there's two terminals because we've got two wire bundles, so we had to open them both to find our pair, but you hear the tone. So I cut it open and I'm running another TDR because I still don't have dial tone. Now we've got 597 feet to the next open. I did drive down the road before I got up on this pole, and I think the next terminal is further than 600 feet. And so the way we're going to fix this is find an unused pair that tests good, 1,000 feet or more, that we can connect our pair to bypass the trouble in 600 feet. When you're finding a good pair, you'll want to connect to a pair with your butt set and listen to it. So I don't cut anything, I just connect onto a pair, which I suspect this one's in use because somebody has worked on it in the past, but this is for demonstration purposes. My butt set here will show 46 volts, which indicates that they are plugged in. That noise that you're hearing is the modem online, so there is a modem plugged in on the circuit. We press the override button. You can hear that they do have dial tone. So we're not going to take that pair, I just want to show you guys. Okay, so found this pair, violet green, which is 23. It didn't have any voltage, couldn't hear a modem on it, so I went ahead and cut it open towards the remote, the CO, and we hook our meter on there. And what we do is we test the opens. So almost 4,000 feet, which is great. If we look at the ohms, you want mega ohms. Okay, that's a perfect pair right there. You got to make sure you got a good ground, which we're grounded. And we'll check balance. You want at least 60 decibels. We got 68. And just to be safe, we'll check the voltage. You don't want any foreign AC voltage or DC voltage, it'll cause a hum. So that looks good. That's a perfect pair. The way you want to cut these, so this one's coming from my house, which I have about that much length, and make it easier so you don't have to add more wire. When you cut this one, you cut it back closer this way, so you've got enough slack here to take these two and put them together. So that's what I'm going to do now. Alright, so I've got the pairs joined up. So remember, red blue is coming from the house, violet green going towards the CO. So when we get to the next terminal to swap the pair back to the original red blue, your tone, you're going to find that on the violet green pair, and you'll have to locate the red blue pair and listen to it with your butt set and make sure you've got the correct phone number so you're not connecting it to the wrong line. But that's essentially how we're going to repair this break. Alright, so there's our terminal. I think 3,400 feet, I think that's what it tested at. I think that'll make us all the way back to the terminal. So what we do is reset the trip meter, and we reckon about every 0.2 is 1,000 feet, roughly, because 1 mile is 5,200 feet. So 3000 is going to be 0.6. So between 0.6 and 7 is when the end of that violet green pair is going to be. And so I could, you know, drive 1,000 feet and swap it at another terminal, but it's cold and rainy, and I don't think it's going to make a difference if I just swap it all the way back. And I know it's a perfect pair, so we're not going to have any other issues with it. So it just makes the job easier. Just depends on what you want to do and how many open pairs you have in the neighborhood. Sometimes, you know, you might have a subscriber on most of the pairs and not have enough to play with. In those situations, we're not going to want to take a whole pair and cut it out of the circuit like that. Alright, we're getting close. 0.4, 0.5. We might not make it. Let's see how much further we gotta go. There's the remote right there, and we're getting close. We're already at 0.6. We'll see if we have tone there on our violet green, the 23 pair. Alright, so here we go. Your green colored pairs are usually your operating equipment, OE, your channels, that's where your internet and your dial tone is supplied from. Your blue colored pairs are going to be the cable pairs up on the poles. And so we were assigned pair 31 right here. If you look at these blocks, each block is 25, represents one cable. So you start at the white blue, red blue, black blue, yellow blue, violet blue. So violet, blue, orange, green. We should have tone here if we did everything right, or if our cable pair made it that far. Oh. We don't. So it didn't quite make it that far. We'll have to go find it on the terminal. Alright, so came back, I don't know, roughly 1,500 feet from the remote. I chose this pole to go up on just because it's off the main road and it's a little bit safer, and I'm pretty sure that it's a good distance where we're going to have our tone and we'll have a good pair the rest of the way. So all we'll have to do is connect that violet green back to the red blue. This is a fun one. Pretty common sight. It's kind of one of the reasons why I like working in the cold winter. So all the damn bees are sleeping. Okay, so violet green, I don't have tone. I think my toner may have died. Since my truck battery died, I left the flashers on in the road and had to get a jump start and all that commotion. I think my 9-volt battery and my toner died. I'm assuming I should have tone here. Anyways, I'm gonna connect them, then run back to the house, but I'm gonna verify that this is the right line with the right phone number on it.
Thank you for calling MCI. Our system indicates if this is the number you are calling about.
So it was the correct phone number, so we go ahead and splice the violet green to the red blue and cut them in a way that we have enough slack to go ahead and make that connection. So I'm gonna get these closed up. We'll run back to the house and check for dial tone. It's raining and freezing, about 32 degrees. I'm starting to get ice forming on my ladder. It's pretty slick. Okay, so it should be flashing. That's when it's on. And when it's low on battery, it'll come on, but then it'll shut off after, however many minutes. But this red light over here tells me that we have voltage, which we didn't before because of the open. So I guarantee you we got dial tone now. 49 volts. Beautiful.
Thank you for calling MCI. Our system indicates